Hey guys, Jim here from DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, and I love pinball! So today, we're taking a look at one of the most loved pinball games ever, Revenge of the Gator on the Game Boy. Originally released in 1989, this was developed and published by HAL Laboratory. It was a Game Boy exclusive, though in 2013 it got a port to the 3DS. This is one of those first pinball games to really have pinball physics on the Game Boy. People talk it up all the time, let's see if it's worth the hype. When it comes to graphics, it's not the most impressive looking game on the Game Boy, but it is also an early title, so you can kind of forgive it there. It's kind of simplistic. I mean, it's made to work on the original green screen, so what are you going to do? But everything is very, I guess, legible is the word I want to use. Like, everything stands out well. You can see all the targets that you're trying to go for. Plus, you get a lot of character out of the Gators that you'll see in the mini-game or in the final Gator when you die, so that's always a nice touch. It's a decent package, nothing great. But what is great is the music, because while you only get a few different music tracks, the ones you get are pretty damn good. The main theme is extremely catchy, which is good, because you're going to hear it the entire time. Now, you do hear some different tracks when you go to the bonus rooms, so at least you have that. The sound effects are very minimal. They don't take away from the game, they don't add to it. But yeah, it's all about that main table theme. Good thing it's a good one. When it comes to control, it's, again, as simple as it gets. You use the left button to hit the left flipper, you use the A button to both launch your ball and to use the right flipper, and yeah, there's no tilting in this. So this is that old that it's one of those that you can't nudge the table at all. Which, yeah, it's annoying because there are so many times you wish you could just nudge the table to save yourself, but you don't get that here, so that's definitely a knock on this game. Outside of that, though, it's very responsive, and the ball physics, man, they're pretty damn close to a real table, especially for such an early game for the Game Boy. I'm genuinely impressed. So, let's move on to the gameplay. And holy crap, this game is hard. Like, this is not a walk in the park. So when you think HAL Laboratory and the Game Boy, you think Kirby. You think something nice and approachable. This is approachable, but it's going to take a lot of practice for you to be able to be a quote-unquote master at it. Hell, I'm still trying. It's so hard to stay in the upper tables, and those are the ones you really need to be at because that's where most of the points come from. And the top table, man, good luck getting up there and good luck staying up there. This top screen is where you can both get extra balls, which you can only get one per game, and this is also where you can build up your score multiplier. Getting the extra ball and the multiplier is really hard to do. It's a lot harder than it looks, and I was not able to do it in this capture session, but if you can do it, this is where you want to be. The table below is the only way that you can get up to the top table and it has a pretty good bonus table. Basically, there's 8 screens. You have the 4 main table screens, 3 bonus screens, and the Gator screen, which is where you die. Remember when I said that there's no nudging? Man, there are so many times I wish there was, because I really could have saved myself a lot of hassle and stayed on the upper screens, but that's kind of the breaks in this one. Also, there's so many easy chances to just ricochet into an alleyway you don't want to go down, or right to your death. Like, you can have an amazing first round, and then almost instantly go right down into the Gator pit and lose a life. It's kind of crazy how fast this ball can move sometimes, and there's certain areas that you just learn that you don't want to hit. Like, at this bottom screen here, you don't want to hit either of those 2 bumpers from the bottom because you will directly ricochet down an alley to your death. These are just those little things you pick up on, and honestly, it's those things that you kind of wish was programmed a little better, or at the very least a little more leniently, because you're going to be frustrated until you really get the hang of this game. And even once you get the hang of it, then just bad luck will hit you, and it'll ruin an otherwise great run that you're having, so this game is not for the faint of heart. When it comes to originality, there's not a ton here. I mean, there have been a lot of pinball games at this point, there have been a lot of video pinball games at this point, but it does get points for being the first really good one on the Game Boy. Like, this is the one that really just, like, set the stage for what the portable could do. So you gotta give it credit there. And when it comes to replayability, it's gonna take you a lot of practice to get good enough to get first place. So you don't have different endings or anything like that. You just try and try and try again to get that top score. When it comes to beer, I'm going to pair this with the Andy Gator by Abita Brewing. This is a high-gravity Hell's Doppelbock that combines Pilsner malt, German lager yeast, and German pearl hops. It comes in at 8% alcohol by volume, which is pretty good. They say it pairs well with fried foods and anything with crawfish, so you get that Louisiana-style kind of beer with this. So why not have a Louisiana-style game with Revenge of the Gator? Huh? See what I did there? Yeah! Overall, I think this is a pretty damn good game of pinball, especially for the time it came out. I just really wish it had a nudge feature. Man, would have just made it just a complete package for what it is, but it's still a fun time. Don't go in thinking it's just going to be one of these run-of-the-mill easy pinball games. It's not. It's going to take a ton of practice. For as easy as Kirby is, this is just as hard. So, go in with that mindset, but there is a lot of fun to be had here once you get the hang of it. And that'll do it for today, guys. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment below, let me know what you think about Revenge of the Gator, and as always, check the links to our other video game reviews, our pinball reviews, and we're the home of the Power Hour podcast, which is also on iTunes and Spotify. Until next time, guys, cheers.